Close your eyes, please. Imagine you're watching your favorite TV show in your room. You just put your younger sibling in bed. A commercial comes on, and you start to channel surf, and you come to the news. They're talking about gun control. Then you start to hear a strange cacophony coming from downstairs. It can't be your younger sibling. You just put her to bed, and your parents are out of town. Then you hear a loud, and you realize that's the sound of breaking glass. You have two choices. Grab a baseball bat, or your dad's AR-15 rifle, which he explicitly told you not to touch ever. You decided to be the young, law-abiding citizen and grab the baseball bat. You go downstairs, and you see a man in a mask, and he's holding a handgun. He starts to point at you, and you break out into a cold sweat. Unfortunately, this man doesn't look like he's going to hold back. So you drop the baseball bat and get him to the ground. He's still yelling at you. You can barely make out what he's trying to say under that mask. And then he pulls the trigger. Let's go back. Why don't we grab the rifle this time? You go downstairs, and then you come across the same man in the mask. And then he looks at you, he points his gun, but you point your rifle. You see the panic in his face as he darts from your eyes to the barrel of the gun. And then you realize that this man is afraid of you. So you make a quick gesture with your rifle, and he's scared and he runs outside. You may open your eyes now. According to the Huffington Post, in areas where gun control laws are enforced, crime rates can increase by about 70%. In this speech, I'll be telling you about gun control. And by the end, hopefully you understand what side you're on concerning the debate. I'll be talking about the British example, exactly what they're doing right, wrong. The crime problem in our neck of the woods. And the horror without guns. Glimpse into the future, what we're going down. Now, I'm going to start by telling you what the British are doing. Many Great Britons believe that without guns, they have less deaths every year. In truth, Great Britain has very little difference concerning deaths every year. With knife deaths in the 10,000s and gun deaths less than 100, these numbers used to be reversed before they banned guns. The EU has named Great Britain the most violent country in the entire European Union because they believe that, they're the safest country without guns. And they believe their crime rates have decreased, but crime rate has gone up by about 57%. Now that I've told you about what the British are doing wrong, let me go into what's going on in our neck of the woods. These numbers here represent a number of homicides and non-negligent manslaughters per 100,000 people. In Washington, D.C., you can see, before they enacted their gun bans, it was pretty okay. Then it skyrocketed. So did all of these, because all of these cities down here enacted some form of gun ban. In the 1980s. And then as you can see, they all slightly increased. Some went down because they enacted their right to carry guns. And as you can see, in the 2000s, they have very little deaths every year. Now that I've got into the problem in our neck of the woods, let me go into a future without guns. And this is to Christina Fiznik on her book, Gun Control. Crime rates will increase. I showed you the graph, people. It's going to happen. can just, let your imagination go with this. These are history's greatest, well, worst dictators. And they all say gun control works because it doesn't stop at controlling the guns. They usually take them all. And this isn't my opinion. This is from former Representative Ron Paul. He says he considers guns to be America's line in the sand. And this is what happens when they cross the line in the sand. Now, all of you, I'm going to pose one question. Who wants to join me as we march on Congress and tell them that they shouldn't impose Pete on our rights? Yes. Okay. Would you be willing to sign a petition to tell them that they shouldn't do this?